Alright guys, welcome back to What If Turles Was Canon. I hope you're enjoying this series. I don't think you are, but I know I am. Well, that being said, let's get to it. As Majin Buu escaped, he could sense an interesting key. Since he absorbed the Supreme Kai long ago, Majin Buu could actually sense God Ki, but he couldn't believe he sensed it from Turles and Kakarot. How did they achieve such power? He decided to hide his power level and try to go towards them and watch. As he landed on their capital planet, he saw them both training in a blue form. As their hair was blue, they began to push each other further and further, going beyond what they thought was possible. Majin Buu was impressed. He didn't know they could reach such power. He didn't know how. But as he was looking around, suddenly someone would walk up behind him. It was Beerus. As he said, "Can I help you?" He turned around. As he saw Beerus, he would say, "Beerus, I... Suddenly, memories of Beerus would flutter in from the Supreme Kai he absorbed. As he said, "Are you going to erase me?" "No. I don't even know who you are." He would say, "I'm Majin Buu." "Oh, you're that guy who made my job easier. I'm not going to erase you. Why are you here?" "To fight them." That could be entertaining. You know what? I'll watch." "Really?" "Yeah." "Thank you. You're welcome. Now, go off and fight them before I change my mind and destroy you," Beerus would say, as Majin Buu would sigh and start to fly. As Majin Buu flew up to them both, Turles would look and say, "Hey, you're Buu, but how? How did you get out, and where's Vegeta?" Majin Buu would smirk and laugh. "I absorbed Vegeta and took all of his powers, all of his instinct, and more. I even took his need for revenge, to destroy you all, to get the revenge that I crave, the revenge that I need. And I managed to get out through screaming. You see, after years and years of being in that wretched place, having no one to talk to, no candy to eat, no one to play with, I eventually became insane until I just fell down to the floor and screamed at the top of my lungs. I screamed at the world around me. I screamed at this universe, and I screamed at this dimension, this cruel, cruel dimension, as suddenly a portal opened up, and that's how I got back here. And even with your God Ki, you're no match for me. Years of training in that chamber has made me more powerful than ever." You've also become a chatterbox. I mean, did you talk this much before? Super would say, "Shut up. If you want to fight, just fight me already." Turles and Kakarot look at each other and go, "Alright, but who goes first?" As suddenly, they'll both play rock, paper, scissors for it. This would piss off Super Buu more, as he would say, "Really? You're gonna play a stupid game to see who fights me first? You should both fight me at once. I am the ultimate being." Turles says, "Well, you can't be that strong since we unlocked God Ki." They kept on doing it again and again and again, after tie after tie after tie, until eventually Kakarot would win and he would get to fight Majin Buu, as suddenly he would stretch. Now, finally, a good fight. Super Buu would say, "I can't believe you don't take me seriously." As then he would shoot a candy beam at him, and he would barely be able to dodge, as he would charge in and punch him. Even with his blue form, Super Buu was extremely powerful. Super Buu had great strength, great speed, great ki control, and many other techniques, which made him a force to be reckoned with. Even with God Ki discovered, Super Buu would start to demolish Kakarot, start to beat him up. As Turles would jump in, he would kick him back. "Oh, what's the matter? I thought you played rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to fight me first. You're not excited to fight me anymore? Well, that's what you get for mocking me, Majin Buu." As Turles would say, "Shut up, Buu. I have a trick up my sleeves." Majin Buu would look at him and said, "Oh, what's that? I think you're bluffing." As then we cut to Whis and Beerus. As they were watching, Whis would look over and say, "Is he bluffing?" Beerus would say, "No. Well, kinda. There's something new he's been trying, but he doesn't know if he can unlock it yet. Well, if any time's a good time, it's now." Whis would say, "What's that?" "He told me about it. It's some sort of new form, beyond blue." As then Majin Buu would punch Turles straight to the floor. As he got up, he began to scream as the ground shook. As the entire ground shook, Turles' hair turned a much darker blue, as his eyes turned more dilated, as he grew muscle across his body, as he looked and began to stare straight into Majin Buu's eyes. Not a single word was spoken between them as they walked closer and closer and closer, as then they both punched each other at the same time, just to get up. Majin Buu would say, "That actually hurt a bit. Good job." Turles would say, "A bit? Huh. I'll show you pain you never felt before in your entire life." As then, they both started to go at it. They both started to battle each other. as Kakarot looked up and began to shake, ashamed that he didn't reach this new form, ashamed he didn't know about Blue Evolution. But he had to make up for it, and he had an idea how to. Kakarot just left and run off training. As Majin Buu looked at it and said, "You're leaving already?" Kakarot looked and say, "Yeah, you're not as strong as you think, Buu. Honestly, we got you taken care of. We know something you don't." Majin Buu would look at him and say, "Shut up. You don't know anything. Buu is strongest there is, and I'm going to kill you." As he would charge the Ki Blast, Turles would punch him, saying, "I'm your opponent." As Majin Buu looked at it and says, "Why do you do this, Turles? Even with that form, you know I'm much stronger. You know I'm holding back. I've been training in that time changer for years. I'm just toying with you to get a new fight. No matter what you do, you'll never be able to defeat me." Turles began to laugh and say, "You don't know, do you? Good." As then Super Buu said, "Shut up. You think you can beat me with some sort of bluff? You're not gonna fool me. I don't care what you say. You're bluffing." As they both charged at each other, they would then begin to punch, as the entire planet shook from their anger, shook from their battle, and shook from their power being released. As the shockwaves are so strong, they destroyed buildings, they destroyed trees, they destroyed everything around it, as each punch made the entire world shake. Eventually, Turles would stop fighting and say, "You know what, Majin Buu, you fought pretty well, but it's over." Majin Buu would say, "Shut up and fight me." As then Turles would walk up to him and go, "Spirit Fission." As Sensei he trained on Yard Rat, he would learn their techniques, and he would split Majin Buu into Vegeta and Kid Buu. Kid Buu would look around, intense with anger and passion, as then he would try to destroy everything on the planet, but before he could, Turles would pick him up and throw him out into space, as then he launched him with a Ki attack, launched him straight into the sun, killing him. Meanwhile, Vegeta would start to run, trying to get away, but then Beerus would appear in front of him. Beerus would look at Vegeta and say, "Leaving so soon?" Vegeta would say, "Listen, I got absorbed. I didn't want to do any of this, Lord Beerus. Please don't." But then Beerus would touch his shoulder and say, "You know, Vegeta, I remember you when you were a kid. You were so full of pride and arrogance, but I put you in your place. Do you know why I did that?" Vegeta would look at him and say, "No, because you needed it, Vegeta. Mortals like you get all uppity. Just like you and Turles. Saiyans are nothing but an inferior race used to wipe out other races because of how barbaric and savage they are." Vegeta would look at him and say, "Shut up, I am the Prince of all Saiyans, a great race, a powerful race. We are not just savages." But then, he realized who he yelled at, and he said, "Oh shit, I'm dead, aren't I?" Beerus would look at him and say, "Yes, you are." Vegeta would say, "Please, I know you know a way probably to go through my immortality since you're a god of destruction, but don't do this, Beerus. Together we can work together. Together we can cleanse this universe. Together we can be the perfect duo." Beerus would laugh and say, "Duo, huh? A hard offer, but no, I'm pretty sure I could take care of things on their own." As suddenly Beerus would put his hand on Vegeta's head. Vegeta would try to struggle. He would try to blast back, but no matter what he did, it was worthless. As suddenly Beerus would simply say Akai, erasing his soul, going through the immortality. As then Kakarot would have left. He would go off to Yard Rat, where Turles was, to do mental training, try to push his mind further than anything else before. Kakarot's been pushing his body, but he's never really worked out his mind. He's never really pushed his brain, but he was going to now. At least not until now. As Kakarot eased into his meditation, we cut to King Piccolo. King Piccolo will be on planet Cereal, as suddenly Granola would show up behind him. "What are you doing here?" King Piccolo looked behind and said, "I need the Dragon Balls to unlock my potential here. And I have a feeling that you know where they are." Granola would say, "I have a hunch of where they are, but I don't know the exact location. Why would I help you, though? Because you want revenge on the Saiyans, and so do I. It seems we have a common goal." Granola would begin to think about it, but he would agree, and soon they would team up to wipe out the Saiyans, and that is where we're going to leave things off. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. And let me know how your day's going in the comments below. Before I leave, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And yeah, this series is losing a lot of views, but that has been videos doing really well. So after this, I might, do a few one-shots and go back to a new series that you all want. If you have any ideas for another series or you want a collab, let me know down in the comments below. Peace out. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for all that. Peace out.